People call me cheap all the time. Mayors said it to my face more times than I can count, and for years I let it slide, because arguing about it felt like admitting there was something to argue about. But I've had enough time to think on it now, and I want to set the record straight. I'm not cheap, I'm careful, and those two things are not the same, even though they can look identical from across the room. Here's the difference, as far as I can tell. Cheap is refusing to spend money regardless of what it costs you somewhere else. Careful is knowing exactly what something costs you. In money, yes, but also in time and stress, in the version of yourself you have to become to save that money, and deciding it's not worth it. I'll give you an example. I drive 40 minutes out of my way to a particular grocery store because the prices are better. Mare thinks this is madness. She says I'm spending gas money and an hour of my life to save $4 on chicken thighs. And you know, she's not wrong about the math. But she's missing the point. I like that drive. It's quiet. There's good radio out that way. And it gives me an hour where nobody needs anything from me. So it's not really costing me an hour. It's giving me one. That's careful. Now here's where I actually will cross the line. And this is the part Mayor never expects. I will not skip the dentist. I went 2 years without going once, back when money was tighter than I'd like to admit. And I told myself I was being smart about it. I wasn't being smart, I was being cheap, and it cost me a root canal and a bill 4 times the size of what 2 years of cleanings would have run me. That's the whole difference, laid out in one bad decision. Cheap said, skip it, save the money now. Careful would have said, this is the one place where cutting corners doesn't bend, it breaks. I don't buy generic batteries anymore either. I did for years, and I went through them like they were disposable. Because apparently they were. The good ones cost 3 times as much and last 5 times as long. Cheap sees the sticker price. Careful sees the cost per use. Declan tells me I overthink this stuff, and maybe I do, but I'd rather overthink it once, at the checkout, than think about it for months while I'm dealing with the consequences. Here's my actual rule, if you want something simple to carry with you. I ask myself one question before I decide to save money on anything. What does this decision cost me if I'm wrong? If the answer is small, a slightly worse chicken thigh perhaps, or a coupon I forgot to use, I'll gamble on being cheap every time. But if the answer is large, my health, my car, my peace of mind, something that compounds, I don't gamble. I pay for the good version, the safe version, the version that isn't secretly betting my future on me being lucky. Mare still thinks I'm cheap. She probably always will, because from where she's standing, careful and cheap look exactly the same. Someone's saying no to a purchase, but she's not seeing the ledger I'm keeping in my head, weighing what actually breaks versus what just bends a little. So, the next time somebody calls you cheap for driving the extra distance or skipping the fancy version of something, ask yourself the same question I ask myself. What does it cost you if you're wrong? If it's nothing much, let them call you cheap and enjoy the savings. If it's everything, don't you dare cut that corner, no matter what it looks like from the outside. I'm Connie. Know the difference. Your future self is the one who pays for it either way. What's the one thing you refuse to cut corners on, even when everyone around you thinks you're being silly about it? Tell me down below. I read everyone.